Hello everyone, this is game number 3 in the series between Lucifer and also Inquisitive Hawk. Game 3 taking place here on Nomad Isle. I am looking forward to this game. I believe Lucifer actually has a 2-0 lead in this series, but then again, I have been casting these over a couple of hours, and I may just be misremembering everything, as Lucifer has a very, very strong lead now into the series. Will he be able to finish it up? Now, before all of you guys say, hey, what's happening? How come there's only 3 games? If you guys are watching this as I post them, it is because I can only really dedicate to casting an hour to an hour and a half a day, including upload time and encoding. So I've already gone over my allotted regiment. And, well, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging with only 2 games on WarCraft Wednesday. Now, WarCraft 3 is still one of my favorite games to cast just because of the constant action. Now, yes, units do take a little bit longer to die, but it really feels like you have a little bit more time to properly set up your army, as opposed to StarCraft 2, where armies can die if you take your hands off the keyboard for 5 seconds. Warcraft 3 is a little bit more forgiving in that the battles just seem that much more epic. They're longer, they're more drawn out. Things don't die every 10-15 seconds, and the lifespan of a unit is really just that much longer. Very strong players can keep a hero alive and not lose the hero throughout the entire game, which is just a testament to Micro and being a very, very strong player. Now, what are we going to be seeing here? The Acolyte trying to perhaps aggro some of those creeps, as the Acolyte now trying to get away. The Footman is getting in some easy shots onto that Acolyte, and that Acolyte does have quite a ways to run before it actually heads all the way back. It is now going to try to, oh, what is going on here? It's taking a bit of damage. Oh, I believe it actually dodged that attack until the final Acolyte blow does take it down, and there it goes. Meanwhile, the Archmage is already militia creeping out this 5-3-1 creep camp. The Null Warden not getting a purge off on that Water Elemental, knowing how to handle creeps and making sure that the purge does not hit the summoned unit is always very, very important. Circle of Nobility now also being picked up, as well as the Archmage walks his way over to the Gargantuan Sea Turtles just to get killed, because he doesn't want to get death coiled and give his opponent any more experience. Archmage now comes over, Circlet of Nobility, +2 attack. Not quite as crazy as the +18 that we saw in the previous game on that Archmage, but still a very nice item to start things off. Now, Nomad Isle, I am curious as to whether or not the Archmage is going to try and set up an expansion here. You can see the creeping already coming in. This is a 5-4-3 creep camp, but this is a little bit more difficult for a human player to try and militia creep out. The reason why? This frost armor from this renegade wizard causes a lot of problems, as militia is much, much slower. You can see that the units are moving slower. You can see the water elemental now going up against the giant wolf. The giant wolf also has critical strike as well, taking down militia very quickly, and now forcing that Archmage to run into a neck of the woods that he may not be very comfortable with. Now, we can see that the Renegade Wizard still has Frost Armor. He has 4 armor there, making him much more difficult to take out, even though he does have medium armor. The slow attack does tend to add up over time. Now, that Frost Armor, I believe Inquisitive Hawk's actually being really smart about this and just simply waiting for it to dissipate. Once that Frost Armor dissipates, it is going to take quite a bit of time before the Renegade Wizard gets back up to 75 mana in order to cast it again. Alright, oh, a beautiful stop steal there. I believe that Lucifer just jumped the gun, and now the Gloves of Haste will be picked up, but that Archmage is already halfway to level 3 already, and that is going to be a rather big play there. Alright, there goes another Skeletal Minion. The Ghoul was able to make it out, and Inquisitive Hawk is going to set up an expansion already here at what I'll call the center 9 o'clock location. Now, everything is just going to be fighting down this main road, most likely. This arcane tower already being upgraded, trying to push back skeletal minions and that Death Knight. The Death Knight is now stuck in a very weird situation. He doesn't quite have enough Crypt Fiends to begin creeping. He has 3, so he does have enough Crypt Fiends to begin creeping, and he may do exactly that there. Meanwhile, the Archmage is just going to stick close by here and make sure that this arcane tower and this expansion gets up and running. This is a small window of opportunity for the Death Knight to try and make something happen, as we're now looking at a Null Wardens getting taken down and perhaps this Null Overseer. All right, let's take a look. Null Poacher will get taken down pretty easily. There it goes. All that is left is now the Null Overseer. Null Overseer actually... what we want to see is that the Null Overseer not battling up against the Crypt Fiends. The Crypt Fiends have medium armor, meaning that Null Overseer does 50% bonus damage to those Crypt Fiends, which is a very, very sizable chunk. 30 damage per attack potentially, as the Death Coil does find its footman target. You can see that the Crypt Fiend now trying to back off here. The Null Overseer deciding to back off as well, as the Crypt Fiends are chasing after the... are getting chased by those footmen, but it still looks like this is going to be an okay situation. Both of them exchanging blows. Archmage trying to get up to level 3. May get off to level 3 here. No. 2 experience shy. And now, if he does get to level 3, this Archmage is just going to have enough mana for another Water Elemental, drop it down, and that Water Elemental is going to be dealing up to 39 damage per attack before you account for armor. That is a large amount of damage. That Water Elemental also having more hit points, able to tank a lot more damage as well. And this is just not looking good for Lucifer. Lucifer is sitting at level 1, and this is the exact situation that Hawk wants to be in. He has the economic advantage, he has the hero advantage, but Lucifer does have the tech advantage, already sitting at Halls of the Dead, and now training up that Lich, who is 2/3 of the way out, and also getting up a slaughterhouse with some obsidian statues. We can see that the Ghoul is now backing away here, and Lucifer is doing a good job of just trying to keep the lower hit point units always on Blight so that they're able to regenerate hit points and just using time to his advantage. Crypt Fiend does get the final blow off there on that Water Elemental. Meanwhile, Inquisitive Hawk gonna go ahead, use a Clarity Potion, use a Scroll of Regeneration, and there is a little bit of lagging. I believe Celeb Ari is gonna be leaving the game, as you never ever want to disrupt a game at this high of a level. Archmage now healing back up, sitting at level 3, maybe gonna go ahead and take down the Gargantuan Sea Turtles. This may work out well. Do they have Defend, though? A Water Elemental most likely going to get dropped here, as the Footmen should be going straight after the giant Sea Turtles. Now, the problem is that this Gargantuan Sea Turtle is rather smart and will normally go after a unit as opposed to a summon unit. So that is the reason why... this Footman did take so much damage first. There goes the Water Elemental, but not before a Potion of Greater Mana is dropped. Very nice item there as a Goblin Shredder, and now we are going to be going into some Zeppelins. Come on, swap out the lower hit point Footman. Nope. It looks as though the Zeppelin just making a fly over here. This could be a bit of a play. The Zeppelin isn't fast enough. Here's the Lich. There's the Zeppelin. There's the Footman. Oh, he does have Defend, trying to stay alive, as all of the units will be unloaded in the backfield here. All right, the guard towers. Wait, no, where's the Zeppelin going? It looks as though the Crypt Fiends are realizing, wait, this map is rather small, and if the Zeppelin is able to make its way inside the base, I am going to have a problem behind the mineral line here. I do have a whole bunch of towers. You can see a Nerubian tower coming up, and now the Black Citadel is still currently being upgraded, so that is going to be a lost tower as well. All right, the Zeppelin going to be making a play. Is it going to be enough, as the Footman is going to, just do a whole bunch of reflecting? It does get taken down, gives level 2 to the Lich. That had to be a miscall, as one Footman was dropped there, and now forcing the entire Undead army to stay back here. This is exactly what this Goblin Zeppelin is trying to do. And interestingly enough, there is also a number of red creep camps that can be crept out with the help of a Zeppelin. All right, the Footmen, the Water Elementals, are they all going to get picked back up? Yes, it does appear so. That Footman left behind. I'm sorry, you missed the blimp. And now there is a Gargoyle making its way over. Hawk is in trouble. What's going on? This one Zeppelin could in fact get shot down there. That Gargoyle doing a lot of damage, and now the Nerubian tower. There is the web, as most likely we are going to see there it goes. No Dizzy As the Scroll of Town Portal is used, we are going to be seeing some Reflect now being teched, reflecting back some of that damage. And the Gargoyle just sitting on patrol over here, making sure that that is not repeated once more. A little bit of a misplay there. Hawk did buy himself time, though, since he does have an additional base, getting more gold. And maybe that's exactly what he was going for. You can see he's already teching the castle, so he went straight past keep and went into castle. He did get a Mountain King, and that Archmage may be just shy of level 4. That Mountain King is going to be shy of level 2 as well, since the experience is being split. You can see that giant sea turtle there, Mountain King. Yeah, Mountain King just clearing up the creep camps. And the Lich Death Knight, level 2, almost level 3 on the Death Knight, now looking rather strong together. Mountain King and Archmage, there you go, there's a little bit of a tome being left behind. But now Inquisitive Hawk has a bit of a problem where he doesn't have any easy to creep out creep camps. There's a Black Drake, there's a Dark Wizard right there, -2 armor after the Frost armor, so a total of 2 armor there. The Crypt Fiend's now trying to fight back. The Drake may get taken down as we see a Scroll of Restoration being picked up. That Death Knight is going to use that Scroll of Restoration in a battle and perhaps just completely shift the tide in his favor. There's a Rogue Wizard there. That Black Drake will get taken down. Tome of Intelligence +2. And what are we going to be seeing there? All right, the Death Knight still wandering around here. We can see an expansion was tried to place down by Lucifer. Not going to work. And the economic advantage is still in favor of Hawk. But the Footmen, are they going to be able to get some defend off? There's a huge Frost Nova, a wall of units, and Lucifer is just absolutely making this play look so easy that Lucifer is still wandering around here. All right, let's see. Back to the north. Archmage now running away with Footmen and a Mountain King. We can see that there's a Skeletal Minion off to the north. No expansion has been taken down here, as the Archmage and the Mountain King needs to find a way to get a bit more experience. A level 1 Mountain King might as well be an overglorified Footman. That Footman, overglorified Footman who can occasionally throw Storm Bolts. That is essentially it. That Mountain King, not that strong, doesn't really snipe down units until he gets to level 3. Even at level 2, he'll be able to at least pick up Bash and try to trade effectively there. So far, Lucifer has been creeping out these red creep camps very diligently, and he is going to be taking down another Dark Wizard, picking up another very high level item, and the Lich and the Death Knight may get to level 4 off of this particular creep camp. There we go. There goes the Dark Wizard there. Talisman of the Wind, summoning Furbolgs, I believe. And now the Death Knight and Lich are getting very close to level 4, perhaps creeping out a little bit more on the map. Nomad Isle. It looks like all of the players are on different sides of the triangle. But what is this? Hawk has gone for a rather untraditional build, getting into Griffin Riders. So he went into air, and I don't believe we see that many destroyers yet. There is 3 obsidian statues, which means that destroyers will be coming out. There is a Siphon Life there. Inquisitive Hawk asking Ari to leave, Celeb Ari to leave now, as the Maiden of Pain drain life away from the Crypt Fiend. We can see level 4 on the Death Knight, level 2 on the Dark Ranger, level 3 now on that Lich, as we are now trying to creep out this red creep camp here. All right, a Bronze Drake gonna get taken down. There is some flying machines and a Griffin Rider as well. This is gonna become a bit of a close race here. The Drake does have Frost Armor, and that Drake does get taken down. Level 2 on the Paladin. He also does have a Staff of Sanctuary, and here here we go. Big fight here. All right, and also Lucifer bringing in a Book of the Dead at just the right moment. Water Elemental is trying to fight back. Are we going to see enough damage to that Crypt Fiend? No, we are not. As we're looking at where the army did teleport back to, you can see double workshops with double flying machines, and this is purely a flying machine Griffin army, and the entire idea is that most likely the Crypt Fiends are not going to have enough web to actually bring down all of the units. The Griffin Riders now taking down those skeleton archers very easily, giving in a little bit more experience. Meanwhile, we can see that there is an expansion over here. Haunted Goldmine now getting up another Acolyte as well. We are sitting at 75 over 78 supply. Meanwhile, we are sitting at, I don't know the supply, 68 over 80 for the Undead. which is looking very strong here as the Griffins, the Paladins, and the Flying Machines are now making a bit of a play. All right, let's see. Level 4 now on the Lich, level 4 on the Death Knight. Item, Wand of Illusion has been left behind. There is the attack. Are we perhaps going to see some engagements here? Oh, poor. Oh, there's a roar there. Flying Machines going after all of those Destroyers. The Destroyers, however, have mana. And if you ever wondered who wins out in a fight between Destroyers and Flying Machines, it really depends on who has mana. Scroll of Restoration used as well. Both sides losing a lot of units. All the Flying Machines are pretty much down because of splash damage. And there is the Scroll of Town Portal to get away. That is a whole bunch of Destroyers though. But Destroyers are so anti-magic that they cannot retain mana whatsoever. We do see that there is a Staff of Sanctuary on a Griffin Rider there. Oh, the Flying Machines. Poor Griffin, poor Destroyers. Flying Machines now engaging there as we are now looking at a bit of a fight. There's a silence as we are going to see another knight perhaps taken down here. Staff of Sanctuary on the Archmage right now. Mountain King may try to pick up one as well. There's a Scroll of Restoration as we are now looking to attack and take down the workshops. However, the problem with Destroyers is that their magic attack does not do very much against buildings. So what's going to be happening here once the Flying Machines reach a very good number? There's currently 4. We should get 5 or 6 by the time this workshop falls. And now what is going to be happening next? Guard towers are starting to fight. I do believe that the Flying Machines of Hawk needs to make in a bit of a play here. Meanwhile, there is a one lone knight getting in plenty of kills and a siege engine coming in as well. So this is going to be a bit of damage. This knight is actually causing a bit of problems as this knight is going after all of these acolytes. And now what is happening here? We are going to see the Destroyer take down this knight very quickly. There it goes. But a lot of gold mining was lost here, and it did end up saving one of the 2 workshops. So far, we see 1 Flying Machine here. How many Flying Machines do we have? We have a squadron of 9 in the air. And 9 Flying Machines. Does it include the 2 that are off over here? Yes, it does. So 9 Flying Machines. They do, I believe, have flak cannons. And with the flak cannons, should be able to take down many of those Destroyers as long as the Water Elementals are not eaten too quickly. If the Water Elementals are eaten very quickly, those Destroyers will have plenty of mana, and with a lot of mana, the Destroyers absolutely destroy Flying Machines because of splash damage. Alright, there is an Illusionary Death Knight right there. It gets taken out. We're going to see another attack come in here. Alright, what's going to be happening next? The Flying Machines could get taken down. That's a very long arrow shot by that Dark Ranger, as we are looking at a Goblin Shredder who could get taken down as well. Staff of Preservation or Sanctuary sends it all the way back home, as we are still adding more and more Flying Machines, but I do not believe we're getting any additional upgrades. Meanwhile, the attack is now coming in here. There is the Flying Machines going after all of those Destroyers. The Destroyers actually taking a lot of damage there. You can see that the flak cannons, what they are doing, both sides losing a lot of units, but the more red units, I believe, for the human. However, the Flying Machines are a little bit deceptive. You can see all of those units have pretty much been taken down now. Did all the Destroyers just get destroyed and just shot down? It appears to be that way, as now the entire Undead army is caught off guard. This is such a one-sided battle here. So many Flying Machines with those flak cannons destroying pretty much everything. Long-distance death coils trying to save another Dark Ranger, but there's the GG. And that's all it takes. One good fight in favor of Hawk. And that last battle completely shifted everything after losing 5 to 6 Destroyers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.